Moses was raised in Pharaoh's palace. When he matured, he went out one day and saw an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew. Moses slew the Egyptian. Word of his deed reached Pharaoh, and Moses was compelled to flee. When word of his act in killing the Egyptian reaches Pharaoh, there is an intermittent step. One day, he sees this Egyptian smiting the Jew. He sees that there's nobody around. The verse says he looks here and there. He sees that there's nobody. He smites, he kills the Egyptian, and he buries him in the sand. The very next day, he sees two people, not very good guys, Dasan and Aviram, troublemakers, fighting. And before one is able to hit the other, he says to the one that's about to hit the other, "Hey, wicked person, why are you striking your fellow? Even to raise your hand against another person is wrong." And they respond, "Oh, what are you going to do? Kill me like you killed the Egyptian yesterday?" At that point, the verse says that Moses became afraid and he said, "Wow, the thing is known." Now, the simple translation, the simple implication of the verse is that the thing is the fact that he killed the Egyptian. And now if it's known, if two people know about it, 10 people know about it, everybody knows about it. Eventually, Pharaoh wants to put him to death. His neck turns to stone. The swords are not able to strike him, to kill him. And therefore he escapes and eventually goes to Midian. But the entire time while he's growing in Pharaoh's palace, when he goes and he sees all of the stuff happening in Egypt to the Jewish people, Moses is constantly confused. What is it that the Jewish people did? What is their sin? What is their blemish? They are the only nation that is entirely subjugated, enslaved by the Egyptians. Certainly, the Egyptians had conquered other nations. They had other slaves in the country, that's for sure. But not an entire nation. Only the Jews were in that situation. What's the deal with these guys? When he's smiting the Egyptian, he says, "Oh, now I understand, or now I know the thing. I get what their problem is. They're gossipers." Think about it. The verse very clearly tells us that Moses looked here and there was nobody else. There was no man. And he struck and killed the Egyptian. The only way that somebody could know what happened in that case is if somebody told. Right? There were 3 people involved. Moses isn't going to tell on himself. The Egyptian's dead. The only other person that's left is the Jew whose life Moses saved. He's the one that goes and tattles. He's the one that goes and gossips. So that based on his gossip, now everybody knows. Moses thinks, "Oh, wow. The guy whose life I saved preferred to gossip than to keep the secret. Now I understand what the problem, what the kind of obstacle to redemption of the Jewish people is."